channel, Pages with June. Today, I have a book haul to film for you. If you don't know, Barnes & Noble is currently having a sale, buy one get one half off, and for a few of them, in my personal opinion, I think we're being scammed. Because if you go on Amazon, you will see the same books are for a few dollars cheaper. So all I'm saying is, be wise with where you choose to purchase your books. But also, if you have a local bookstore in your town, city, definitely show love and support them as well. So I know a lot of people show the books this way, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little turn. We're going to be discussing 6 books that I recently purchased. So let's get into it. The Alchemist. This book has been recommended to me over and over again by friends and family, so I'm glad that I was able to pick this up, and I did finish reading this. It's a very short, pleasant read. It made me think a lot about my life, where I'm at, to keep dreaming, no matter what negative situations that you're going to encounter. And for those of you who don't know about The Alchemist, I want to read the summary of the book for you. This story, dazzling in its powerful simplicity and soul-stirring wisdom, is about a shepherd boy named Santiago who travels from his homeland in Spain to the Egyptian desert in search of a treasure buried near the pyramids. Along the way, he meets a man who calls himself king and an alchemist, all of whom point Santiago in the direction of his quest. No one knows what the treasure is or if Santiago will be able to surmount the obstacles in his path. But what starts out as a journey to find worldly goods turns into a discovery of the treasure found within. Lush, evocative, and deeply humane, the story of Santiago is an eternal testament to the transforming power of our dreams and the importance of listening to our heart. It really taught a beautiful lesson. I plan on picking up probably towards the end of the year just as a reflection piece. Again, if you haven't checked out The Alchemist, I highly recommend it. The next book that I'm going to review in this haul is Pride and Premeditation by Tirzah. For those of you who happen to be Jane Austen fans and perhaps have read Pride and Prejudice or seen the movie with Keira Knightley, you will also love this murder mystery twist by Tirzah. I didn't have high expectations of reading it. I thought it was just going to be a miss. It was a page turner for me. It kept me intrigued. So if you are a Jane Austen fan and you're looking for like a murder mystery book, pick up Pride and Premeditation. I also wanted to read to you a few notes that I listed in my reading journal. This novel does include a love interest, and that is Fitzwilliam Darcy. Him and Elizabeth Bennet's chemistry all throughout the book is something that builds and builds as they work together on this case to prove the innocence of Mr. Bingley. One thing that I really appreciate about Tirzah's writing is that she provided a look into society where women had little choices in life, and she presents certain struggles that Elizabeth Bennet has. We're going to receive an excerpt of the next book, and it gives you one chapter that you can read to kind of figure out if you're going to be more likely to buy it or kind of introduce you to the story of Sense and Second Degree Murder. And that title alone is just screaming, read me. So stay tuned to figure out whether or not I pick that up later down the line. The next book I have hauled is All of Our Demise. This is by Amanda Foody and Lynn Herman. If you haven't checked out my first video on YouTube, I reviewed All of Us Villains by the same author. It's the second in the duology series. I received my signed copy in the mail 2 days ago. So you'll see here, both of them put Tell Your Own Story, which I thought was really cute. But I find this book to be special because the first book, All of Us Villains, really inspired me to get back into reading. That is what led me to starting up my YouTube channel and just presenting my experience reading books, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Back to All of Our Demise. In summary, for the first time in this ancient bloodstained story, the tournament is breaking. The boundaries between the city of Ilvernath and the arena have fallen. Reporters swarm the historic battlegrounds. A dead boy now lives again, and a new champion has entered the fray. One who seeks to break the curse for good. no matter how many lives are sacrificed in the process. As the curse teeters closer and closer to collapse, their surviving champions each face a choice: dismantle the tournament piece by piece, or fight to the death, as this story was always intended. Long-led alliances will be severed, hearts will break, lives will end, because a tale as wicked as this one was never destined for happily ever after. The incredible conclusion of the tournament that started in all of us villains. I am super excited to get started reading this book, and I plan on coming back and sharing my overall experience with how it ends. Next, I'm going to be reviewing a series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I have 3 books right in front of me. The first one being The Inheritance Games. I believe it was Haley Faum that mentioned that this book was similar to Knives Out. I'm a big fan of Daniel Craig, and I thought, hey, if that movie can be translated into a book, I have to pick it up. If you don't know about Inheritance Games, I can just read the summary to you. Avery Grams has a plan for a better future. Survive high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her luck changes in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves her virtually his entire fortune. The only catch, Avery must move into his sprawling mansion full of secret passages, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that was just disinherited. This includes the 4 Hawthorne grandsons, dangerous, magnetic boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. A parent, Grayson, is convinced that Avery is a con woman, and he's determined to take her down. A twisted riddle, a puzzle to be solved, caught in a world of wealth and privilege, with danger around every turn, Avery will have to play the game herself just to survive. Woo! I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time reading the summary of this book, but again, it kind of reminds you of the movie Knives Out, so I'm excited to dive deeper into this one. Next up in the series, The Hawthorne Legacy. This is something I picked up because, again, if I'm picking up the first book, I want to be able to read them all. The Hawthorne Legacy is about Avery Grams. It continues on from story 1. Avery Grams went from sleeping in her car to billionaire heiress, now ensconced in a world of opulence, riddles, danger, and family secrets. Avery is on the hunt for one person who might hold the answers to all her questions, including why eccentric billionaire Tobias Hawthorne left his entire fortune to Avery, a virtual stranger, instead of to his daughters and 4 grandsons. Grayson and Jameson Hawthorne pull Avery in different directions as she works through puzzle after puzzle. Nothing is as it seems, and it's getting harder to tell who her allies are and who will stop at nothing to see Avery out of the picture by any means necessary. So this is intriguing as well. So I plan on diving into that once I finish the first book, Inheritance Games. And the last book in the series that I'm going to review for you today is The Final Gambit. The summary of this one: game on. To inherit billions, all Avery Grams has to do is survive a few more weeks living in Hawthorne House. The paparazzi are dogging her every step. Financial pressures are building. Danger is a fact of life. And the only thing getting Avery through it all is the Hawthorne brothers. Her life is intertwined with theirs. She knows their secrets, and they know her. Wow, that's interesting. It's like she knows their secrets, and they know her. Trouble arrives in the form of a visitor who needs her help, and whose presence in Hawthorne House could change everything. It soon becomes clear that there is one last puzzle to solve, and Avery and the Hawthorne brothers are drawn into a dangerous game against an unknown and powerful player. Riddles upon riddles, secrets upon secrets. In this game, there are hearts and lives at stake, and there is nothing more Hawthorne than winning. Now, this book description, I honestly, after reading the book descriptions, I want to jump into The Final Gambit, but I'm going to read them in order. I'm excited. I've heard good reviews of this so far. I feel like the internet overall inspired me to get these 3 books. this is all that I reviewed in the book haul. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to share my experience updating you all on these books. What I recommend, stay tuned to find out. Bye guys.